Hi everyone, Opalberry contacted me to find out if I was interested in trying out their paint by number. And I said sure, because once in a while it's just fun to paint without having the stress of trying to figure out what to paint or make it perfect and all. Sometimes a paint by number set is a lot of fun. It's like a coloring book, but with paint. So here's the set. It's really big actually. I didn't expect it to be so big. I like their packaging. It's really pretty. And but let's see what's in the box. So it's a really big canvas. It's 16 by 20. And it says here in the box that it comes with 3 premium brushes and some pots of acrylic paint, a paint tray, and some instructions, and a super cute bookmark magnifying glass. I wonder what this is, and let's check it out. Just so you know, they have a bunch of different paintings that you can get, and they all have a difficulty rating. So like for this one here, that's the one that I got. Here it says complexity, and you have 3 stars out of 5, and it says it has 30 different colors in it. So let's remove the wrapper. So the canvas itself looks pretty sturdy. The texture is pretty smooth, which is nice. And as you can see, there are a lot of little areas to paint. A lot of them. And some are really small, and I think this is why we have a little magnifying glass, so that you can go like this and read the numbers you can't read. Let me zoom in a little. That's a really neat touch. So of course you have a map, which is even smaller with even smaller numbers. But with the magnifying glass, it works just fine. And on the other side, you have some instructions here. So like it said on the box, it does have 30 colors. They're all here. It says to use different brush sizes. Here they are. So they're all pretty small. And there's a little picture of the finished painting here. So I think it's time to get started on this. I'm going to get an audiobook ready and I'll start painting away. Once I found a large area where I could settle and paint, I got all my little paint jars and opened the first one. And I found out that those jars are very tight and hard to open. That said, they get easier to open over time, but I think it's great that they are nice and tight because they do keep the paint nice and prevent them from drying out. The paint is very creamy and I really enjoyed applying it on the canvas. It's very satisfying. Of course, some colors are more opaque than others, but it's normal with all kinds of mediums. You'll have some more transparent colors. In this case, the reds mostly were transparent and the whites were not very opaque, but it's normal. All you need to do to fix that is to apply several layers and you'll have a nice even surface. That said, before I did that, I wanted to make sure that I had enough paint to cover my whole canvas. It's a very big canvas. It's 16 by 20. So I just wanted to make sure and only applied 1 layer on the whole canvas first. So with my first session, I painted for about 2.5 hours. And even though I was painting on a slanted drawing board, my neck started getting sore and my back too. So I decided to actually settle at an easel. So I took out one of my small travel easels and I put the canvas on it, and it was a much better angle for me and much easier on my body. So I mentioned earlier that on the box it shows the level of difficulty. I thought it was pretty easy to paint. That said, you're not going to give that to a little child who has a hard time coloring between lines. but a teenager certainly can do that. I don't recall seeing anything on the box itself, but on the Amazon listing, there's a place where it actually shows how many hours you should expect to spend to paint the whole thing. And I think they're pretty spot on. I think I must have spent close to 15 hours just to do the first layer. And of course, I didn't do it in one day. I did it over a certain period of time because I can't spend my whole day painting. So for this particular painting, the Amazon listing says that it should take about 20 to 30 hours to complete. And I think that once you actually start painting the second layer, it will probably take you that much altogether. And so I think you get a lot of bang for your bucks. Because if you're just getting this to relax and enjoy yourself, and just like with a coloring book, you really can spend a lot of time painting this and having fun. What I did most of the time was listening to an audiobook. It was quite enjoyable. And since it's easy enough to paint for beginners, that's great. But if you're an accomplished artist and you just feel like painting something, but either you're having a hard time with your creativity or you just don't feel like thinking too hard of what you could paint, this is fun. This is fun to just fill in the areas with paint and have a relaxing moment. All right, now for the brushes. They're not too bad. They're all very small. I ended up using mostly the bigger one. It's a flat one, but it's very small. And because the bristles are so soft, they always ended up grouping together, and I always ended up with a thin point. So this particular brush was good for larger areas as well as thinner areas. So that's really what I used most of the time. I wish the bristles were slightly more firm, but it was really not a problem. So in this video, obviously you'll see that I painted all the areas, but I didn't apply the second layer. But you will see at the end that with the whites, I applied more paint over the numbers because the numbers ended up showing through, which is normal. But what I ended up doing is also showing you how some colors are streaky and how if you apply a second layer, it'll even it out and look nice and solid. Because you've painted over the numbers, that's where the map, the paper with the numbers on it comes into play. You can use this and look at all the shapes and figure out what color to use again for your second layer. So that's it. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, I think paint by numbers are really fun for all the reasons I've already stated. I don't need to say that again. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you to Opalberry for sending me this lovely kit. They have a lot of really nice paintings that you can choose from. And actually, I have a special discount for you if you're interested in those kits. And I'll put the link and the special discount code in the video description down below. So if you're interested, go check it out and have fun. Thank you all for stopping by. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you soon with another one. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye-bye.